Ladies and gentlemen, imagine this. What if I told you that the next 3 days could change your life forever? Not through some complicated routine or expensive program, but simply by changing the way you talk to yourself. That's right. Just 3 days of intentional, powerful self-talk could rewire your brain, reshape your reality, and unlock a version of yourself you've always known was possible. This isn't about positive thinking or wishful dreaming. It's about neuroscience, biology, and the quantum mechanics of transformation. Every word you say to yourself, every thought you think is shaping your brain, your body, and your future. But here's the catch. Most of us are stuck in a loop of negative self-talk, repeating the same old patterns that keep us small, stuck, and frustrated. What if you could break that cycle in just 3 days? What if you could reprogram your mind, elevate your energy, and step into a new reality starting today? This isn't just a theory. It's a proven process backed by science, and it's simpler than you think. If you're ready to take control of your inner dialogue, transform your life, and unlock the limitless potential within you, then this is the video you've been waiting for. Let's dive in, because your new life starts now. Your life is on the verge of a profound shift. Everything you are, everything you've become, and everything you'll ever be hinges on one critical factor: the conversation you're having with yourself right now. That voice in your head, the one dictating what you can or can't do, what's possible or impossible, holds the key to your transformation. Let me share something remarkable about your brain. Every thought you have triggers a biochemical reaction in your body. Every word you say to yourself activates and strengthens specific neural pathways. When you wake up and tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this," you're not just thinking, you're programming your brain to create that exact reality. Here's the fascinating part. Your brain can't distinguish between what's happening in your environment and what. This means that when you change your thoughts, you literally alter your brain structure. This isn't philosophy, it's neuroscience. Your thoughts are that powerful. I'm about to introduce you to a challenge that could revolutionize your life in just 3 days. Yes, 3 days. That's all it takes to begin rewiring your brain for success. But let me be clear, these won't be ordinary days. These will be days of intentional, deliberate self-talk that will shake the foundation of your reality. Most people live their lives on autopilot, allowing their past to dictate their future. They wake up with the same thoughts, which trigger the same emotions, drive the same behaviors, and create the same experiences day after day. But you're about to break that cycle. When you change how you speak to yourself, you change your brain. When you change your energy, you change your life. It's that simple and that profound. Think about it. Every great achievement in human history began with someone telling themselves yes when the world said no. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every triumph started with an inner dialogue that defied the status quo. The stakes couldn't be higher. Right now, you're either reinforcing your limitations or breaking through them. You're either programming your brain for success or for more of the same. There's no middle ground. Your self-talk is either lifting you up or holding you back. Over the next 3 days, you'll learn how to become the architect of your destiny through intentional, purposeful inner dialogue. You'll discover how to speak to yourself in a way that rewires your brain, alters your body's chemistry, and transforms your reality. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about neural reconstruction. It's not about temporary motivation. It's about permanent transformation. This is about stepping beyond the limitations of your past and into a realm of infinite possibilities. Are you ready? Once you grasp this concept and truly apply it, there's no returning to your old self. The next 3 days will create ripples in your consciousness that will grow into waves of transformation across every aspect of your life. Let's break down what's actually happening in your brain right now. Every morning you wake up and within minutes, your mind falls into its familiar routine. You're thinking the same thoughts you had yesterday, the day before, and the day before that. These aren't random thoughts. They're a program running on autopilot, shaping your entire reality. Here's the truth. Your brain processes roughly 600 to 700 thoughts every day. But here's the shocking part. 90% of those thoughts are identical to the ones you had yesterday. You're essentially thinking yourself into the same life, day after day, through this automatic cycle. Your negative self-talk isn't just harmless words in your head. When you tell yourself, I'm not ready, I can't afford it, or I'm not smart enough, your body believes every word. Your brain releases stress chemicals, your genes express themselves differently, your immune system shifts, and your energy drops. All because of the words you're saying to yourself, often without even realizing it. Think about this. Every thought you have produces a chemical reaction. If you have a fearful thought, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. If you have an angry thought, different chemicals flood your system. Your thoughts are literally shaping your biological state. And here's the critical point. Your body can't distinguish between an actual experience and one you're merely thinking about. You've been unconsciously conditioning your body to become addicted to these negative emotional states. That's why change feels so difficult. Your body is fighting to maintain these familiar chemical patterns, even though they're making you miserable. It's like being addicted to your own personal pharmacy of emotions. Your limiting beliefs aren't facts. They're just thoughts. You've repeated them so often that they've become hardwired into your neural circuitry. Thoughts like, I'm not good with money, relationships always end badly for me, or I'll never lose weight, aren't truths. They're just neural networks that have been strengthened through repetition. Every time you repeat these thoughts, you're reinforcing these pathways. It's like walking the same path through a field of grass. The more you walk it, the more defined it becomes. Your brain is literally shaped by your habitual thinking. This is why most people keep recreating the same life circumstances over and over. They're thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and therefore attracting the same experiences. But here's the incredible thing about your brain. It's adaptable. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on your thoughts and experiences. This means you're not stuck with your current neural pathways. You can create new ones. You can literally think yourself into a new state of being. The problem is most people wait for something in their external world to change before they change their inner dialogue. They want to feel confident before they start speaking to themselves confidently. They want to see success before they start thinking like a successful person. But that's backward. Your external reality is a reflection of your internal dialogue. Your repetitive thoughts are creating your future right now. In this moment, your self-talk is either programming you for success or programming you for more of the same. There's no neutral ground. Every thought is either moving you toward what you want or keeping you stuck where you are. This is why becoming aware of your current mental state is so crucial. You can't change what you're not aware of. And awareness is the first step to breaking free from these automated patterns that have been running your life on autopilot. Let me show you what happens in your brain when you start directing your self-talk with purpose and intention. In neuroscience, there's a principle that says, neurons that fire together wire together. This means every time you think a thought, you're either strengthening existing neural connections or creating new ones. When you begin speaking to yourself in a new way, something extraordinary happens. Your brain starts to reorganize itself. It's like upgrading the operating system of a computer, except this computer is your mind. Every positive thought, every empowering statement you make to yourself isn't just words. It's electrical signals firing in your brain, forming new neural pathways. Let me make this practical. When you wake up tomorrow morning and instead of saying, I'm tired, or I don't want to get up, you declare with conviction, I'm excited about this day, or I'm full of energy. You're not just using different words. You're firing different neural networks, activating different genes, and altering your brain's chemistry. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Your brain can't tell if you're actually experiencing something or just thinking about it with enough emotional intensity. This is why Olympic athletes can improve their performance simply by visualizing their routines. They're programming their neural networks through focused mental rehearsal. The same principle applies to your self-talk. When you combine clear, intentional self-talk with elevated emotion, you're not just thinking differently, you're teaching your body a new way of being. You're creating what scientists call a new neural signature. This is how people make quantum leaps in their lives. They're not just changing their thoughts, They're changing their entire state of being. Think of it this way. Every thought you have is like dropping a pebble into the quantum field of infinite possibilities. The ripples from that thought extend outward, attracting similar frequencies back to you. This isn't mystical thinking, it's quantum physics. Your thoughts are energy, and energy affects matter. When you practice focused self-talk with emotional intensity, you're no longer just thinking, you're broadcasting a specific electromagnetic signature into the field. You're becoming a quantum creator. Your thoughts and words, charged with emotion, become the blueprints for your future reality. This is where emotional coherence becomes crucial. It's not enough to just say positive words to yourself. You need to feel the emotions behind those words. When your thoughts and emotions align, when what you're saying to yourself matches what you're feeling, you create a powerful state of coherence. In this state, your heart and brain work in perfect synchrony. This isn't metaphorical, it's measurable. Scientists can detect this harmony between heart and brain waves. And when you're in this state, you become a powerful broadcaster of new possibilities. Let me explain what this means for your daily life. When you wake up tomorrow and say to yourself, I am worthy of greatness, or I am capable of extraordinary things, and you feel the truth of those words in every cell of your body, you're not just engaging in positive thinking. You're rewiring your neural circuitry and changing your energy field. This is why focused self-talk is so powerful. It's not just about replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. It's about creating a new energetic signature that becomes your new normal. It's about training your brain to fire in new patterns that support your desired reality. Think of it like tuning your radio to a new frequency. Right now, your brain is tuned to certain stations based on your habitual thinking, but through focused self-talk, you can tune into new frequencies. Frequencies of abundance, health, success, and joy. The more you practice this, the stronger these new frequencies become. The key is consistency and emotional intensity. You can't do this halfway. You need to speak to yourself with such clarity and conviction that your body has no choice but to respond. This is how you create lasting change at the cellular level. Remember, every word you speak to yourself is either reinforcing your current reality or creating a new one. There's no middle ground. You're either using your self-talk to elevate your life or to maintain your current circumstances. Now, let me lay out exactly what you're going to do over the next 3 days. This is your protocol for transformation, and you need to follow it precisely. These 3 days will be unlike any others you've experienced because you'll be fully conscious of every word you speak to yourself. Let's begin with your morning ritual. The moment you open your eyes, and I mean the very moment, before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, before you do anything else, place your hand on your heart. This simple physical gesture signals to your body, it's time for something new. In this state between sleep and wakefulness, your brain is most receptive to new programming. For the first 20 minutes of your day, you'll speak to yourself with intentional, powerful words, not just in your head, but in a whisper or a soft voice. Say things like, today is the day I break free from my past. Today, my new life begins. Every cell in my body is awakening to new possibilities. Feel these words. Let them sink into every cell of your being. During these morning sessions, maintain absolute focus. If your mind wanders to your problems or to-do list, gently bring it back. This isn't meditation, it's active brain programming. You're laying down new neural pathways and creating fresh patterns in your neural circuitry. Next comes the afternoon reinforcement. Between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., your brain enters another receptive period. This is your second window of opportunity. Find a quiet place, your car, an empty office, even a bathroom stall if necessary, and take 5 minutes to reconnect with your morning declarations. Here's the crucial part. During these afternoon sessions, add physical movement. As you speak to yourself, walk with purpose or move your arms with intention. Your body needs to feel these words. Remember, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your entire state of being throughout the day. Catch your automatic negative self-talk. The moment you hear yourself say, I can't, or this is too hard, stop immediately. Replace those words with, I am capable, or I find solutions easily. Don't let a single negative thought slip by unchallenged. Every thought matters, every word counts. The evening protocol is where the magic of consolidation happens. Between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., your brain naturally begins to process the day's experiences. This is when you review and reinforce. Sit quietly for 15 minutes, place your hand on your heart again, and review your day's victories, no matter how small. Speak to yourself with gratitude and anticipation. Say, today I created new neural pathways. Today I stepped closer to my new reality. Tomorrow will bring even greater transformation. Feel the truth of these words in your body and let the emotion build. This emotional state is crucial for neural consolidation. These timing windows are critical because your brain operates on natural cycles of peak receptivity. By aligning your self-talk practice with these windows, you're maximizing the impact of every word you speak to yourself. You're working with your brain's natural rhythm, not against it. During these 3 days, you must maintain what I call state management. This means being constantly aware of your emotional state. If you feel yourself slipping into old patterns, use your breath, take 3 deep breaths, and remind yourself, I am in the process of transformation. Every moment is an opportunity to reinforce my new reality. Keep a small notebook with you. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk, write it down, then write down its replacement. This isn't just busy work, it's creating a physical record of your transformation. You're making the invisible visible. Each night before you sleep, review these notes. Speak the new empowering statements one last time. Let them be the final thoughts in your mind as you drift off. Your subconscious mind will work with these thoughts all night long. Remember, these 3 days aren't about perfection. They're about direction. You might slip back into old patterns of thinking, and that's normal. The key is to catch yourself faster each time and redirect your self-talk immediately. This is a full immersion experience. You're not just changing a few thoughts, you're creating a new neural architecture. Your heart has its own nervous system, often referred to as the heart brain, and it sends more signals to your brain than your brain sends to your heart. When you place your hand on your heart and speak to yourself with kindness and power, your heart rhythm becomes more ordered and coherent. This coherent state sends signals to your brain that essentially say all is well. In response, your brain reduces the production of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This is why you feel a physical sense of calm and strength when you speak to yourself with intention. But it goes even deeper. As your stress hormones decrease, your body begins producing what I call the chemicals of possibility. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, endorphins. These aren't just feel-good chemicals. They're signals that tell your genes to express themselves differently. You're literally altering your genetic expression through your self-talk. Think about this. Every cell in your body has receptors that respond to these chemicals. When you tell yourself, I am powerful, I am capable, I am worthy, you're not just saying words. You're triggering a cascade of biological changes. Your cells begin to vibrate at a different frequency, tuning themselves to a new energetic signature. This is why people who master their self-talk often report feeling physically different. Their energy shifts, their presence changes, and even their facial expressions transform. They're not just thinking differently, they're becoming biologically different. Your cells are always listening to your self-talk. When you consistently speak to yourself with power and purpose, your cells begin to expect these new chemical states. They start to crave the feel-good chemicals instead of the stress chemicals. This is how lasting transformation happens at the cellular level. The energy frequency of your cells changes based on your thoughts and words. When you're in a state of fear or doubt, your cells vibrate at a lower frequency. But when you shift your self-talk to words of power and possibility, your cellular frequency increases. This isn't mystical, it's measurable quantum physics. When your cells vibrate at higher frequencies, they become more efficient at everything they do. They communicate better, repair themselves better, and even replicate better. You're literally upgrading your biological software through your self-talk. This is why consistency is so crucial during these 3 days. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk and shift to positive, intentional self-talk, you're not just changing your mood, you're changing your biology. You're teaching your cells a new way of being. The reduction in stress hormones, also has a profound effect on your immune system. When you're not flooding your body with stress chemicals, your immune system functions more effectively. Your body can focus on repair and regeneration instead of constantly responding to perceived threats. Remember, your body doesn't know the difference between real and imagined stress. When you tell yourself, I can't handle this, or this is too much, your body responds as if you're in actual danger. But when you shift your self-talk to, I am capable and I handle challenges with ease, your body responds by creating an internal environment of strength and resilience. You're not just changing your mind, you're changing your entire biological system. Every word you speak to yourself is either moving you toward optimal cellular function or away from it. There is no neutral self-talk. Every internal dialogue creates biological change. Here's something vital to understand. When you start this new pattern of self-talk, your body is going to resist. You'll feel uncomfortable, even fake. Your mind will try to pull you back to your familiar patterns. This isn't weakness. It's your body's chemical addiction to your old emotional states. Your body has become accustomed to regular doses of certain chemicals, stress, worry, self-doubt, and like any addict, it's going to demand its fix. When you start feeding it new chemicals through your new self-talk, it's going to resist. This resistance isn't just psychological, it's biological. In these moments of discomfort, remind yourself this feeling of resistance is actually a sign that change is happening. It's like muscle soreness after a workout. It means you're breaking down old patterns to build new ones. The discomfort you feel is the sensation of your neural networks reorganizing themselves. You might hear a voice in your head saying, this isn't working, or you're fooling yourself. Recognize this for what it is. Your old programming fighting to survive. Your old self-talk patterns are like deeply worn paths in your brain. When you try to create new paths, the old ones will call to you, but with consistent effort, those old paths will fade and the new ones will become your default. This is the science of transformation, and it's happening within you right now. They'll feel more comfortable, more familiar, but here's what's really happening. Every time you resist the pull of your old emotional addiction and stick with your new self-talk, you're strengthening new neural pathways. You're literally building a new brain. The discomfort you feel is temporary. It's the labor pain of your new self being born. Watch for the signs of transformation. They might be subtle at first. You might notice you're sleeping better, your energy might shift, or you might find yourself sitting straighter and breathing deeper without even thinking about it. These are signs that your new self-talk is taking root at a biological level. The wall of doubt you'll hit around day 2 isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign you're breaking through. This is when your body's emotional addiction is fighting hardest. You might feel tired, irritable, or even want to quit. But pushing through this resistance is your old identity dying and your new identity being born. You'll know transformation is happening when you start catching your negative self-talk faster and automatically redirecting to positive, empowering self-talk without conscious effort. This is your new neural pathways getting stronger. This is your new programming taking hold. Remember, discomfort is temporary, but transformation is permanent. Every time you feel resistance and choose your new self-talk anyway, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your brain's physical structure. You're literally becoming a different person at the cellular level. The key is to stay committed, especially when it feels hardest. When every fiber of your being wants to go back to old patterns, that's when you're on the verge of a breakthrough. That's when transformation is closest. Don't let temporary discomfort rob you of permanent change. This isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about staying committed to your new self-talk even when you don't feel good. That's what creates lasting change. That's what builds permanent new neural pathways. That's what transforms your biology forever. When you transform your self-talk, you're not just changing yourself. You're changing the entire field of possibilities around you. This isn't just personal development. It's quantum transformation that affects every aspect of your life and everyone around you. Watch what happens in your relationships. When you speak to yourself differently, you show up differently. People will begin to respond to you in new ways. They'll sense the shift in your energy before you even speak. Your presence alone will begin to influence the rooms you walk into. This isn't magic. It's the power of coherent energy affecting your quantum field. In your professional life, opportunities will begin to appear that weren't there before. Not because the world changed, but because your new self-talk has attuned you to possibilities you were blind to before. You'll find yourself making decisions with more clarity, speaking with more authority, and leading with more confidence. Your new internal dialogue creates new external realities. Your health will begin to shift too. When you change your self-talk, you change your stress response. Your immune system strengthens, your sleep deepens, and your digestion improves. People often report that chronic conditions they've struggled with for years begin to shift. This isn't coincidence. It's the power of your new biology expressing itself through quantum entanglement. Your transformation affects the field of infinite possibilities around you. Every thought you think, every word you speak to yourself sends ripples through the quantum field. You become a broadcast antenna, transmitting new frequencies that attract corresponding experiences and opportunities. You'll start noticing synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem to support your new way of being. The right people will show up, the right opportunities will appear, and the world will begin to reflect the new reality you're creating from within. This is the power of aligning your self-talk with your highest potential. It's not just about changing your mind, it's about changing your life. Doors will open